Hello and welcome to Bounding into Comics. Welcome to the Bounding Breakdown. My name is I like that. My name is John Trent. I'm the founder and editor-in-chief at Bounding into Comics. I am joined by my associate editor, Spencer Bakuli.
Hey, going well, doing well.
Yeah, I was just watching a little bit of the beginning of Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
It's such a good movie.
It is, but I was being a little bit of a nitpick. There's this, the beginning of the scene. There's this they're trapped in the barn. The cops got them trapped in the barn because his cousin like sold them out, and then he throws the torch back at them. They're trying to smoke them out. He throws the torch. You get the gas can leak, and then it goes to their like truck that's got all the ammo in it. Yeah, and then like the truck just starts like firing off with all the ammo exploding. It's like really, but like there's literally a gun like shooting. It's like what is going
off? Like
yeah, it's sure the gun is like shooting off. It's so weird. It's like what I don't think
funny.
That's how that works.
Filmmaking.
Yeah, but it was just I was just like
It's just one of those things you notice after watching a movie for the umpteenth time. Yeah.
Yeah, but I do love that movie. That's a great movie. Good. That's a great adaptation of an old work.
Yeah, actually,
based off of Homer's Odyssey, and they put it in the Depression era South.
So good.
Which is great. But today we're going to be talking about Zack Snyder.
Yes.
He did an interview in The Guardian a couple days ago. He's been doing the press tour promoting Army of the Dead, which is his new Netflix release. So he's been talking to a bunch of people. He was actually doing the regular press tour on this one instead of his Snyder Cut press tour, where he was going on YouTube and talking to small YouTube channels and big YouTube channels and not talking to The Guardian. He was YouTube people. But this time for Army of the Dead, he was doing the normal press tour where they're talking to all the magazines. I want the access. They get the interviews. And this one, it was kind of is weird. It looks like it was like
super weird.
It looks like they pre-selected people to ask questions, and they published it on The Guardian. It was very strange.
It was super weird. It's like a weird roundtable thing.
Yeah, because there's like random people with just like what was one of the people's names here? Guy Foe 2020 is like one of the people who asked a question. Obviously a playoff of Guy Fawkes,
right?
And 2020 being the crazy year that it was. So, and then there was like people from his first movie, who actually asked this question of Snyder that gave us all of these juicy answers. Sarah Polly, I guess is her name, and she was in Dawn of the Dead. And so you have like then you like have Batista, who was in Army of the Dead, also asking questions. So it's like really strange.
That is super weird.
They're trying to mix like traditional, like the variety, like actors on actors, like stuff that they do with like a Reddit Ask Me Anything.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that format. That's super weird.
Yeah, so you get a lot of like really different like questions.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So let's get to the chat here a little bit before we get started. But that's what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about Snyder's this interview with The Guardian. And I see Luis Morales is already on.
He just keeps winning.
So we'll be talking about his border wall comments as well. But yeah, I see we've got HVG3_ is here. Surprise.
HVG.
Surprise. Ravul Arvita, who's a channel member, he says, "Hail all." Hail Ravul. How's it going?
Hey, buddy.
Merkale, Emperor of Corruption, says, "Is this the makeup for the Daily Stupid not being available?" I mean, I think we might be retiring the Daily Stupid.
Might be.
I really like this bounding breakdown format a lot, so I think we might be going with that. It's a lot more. I don't know. I have a lot of fun doing it. I think Spencer has a lot of fun doing it. We get to interact. I feel like we get to do a lot more interaction with you guys in the chat.
Definitely.
A lot more casual. We really kind of we're focused on this one topic instead of just like, wow, these people are idiots. Haha, you're an idiot. Like,
right.
After a certain point of time, like, I don't.
Well,
to me,
what more can you say?
Yeah, I'm like, wow, this is stupid. Like, I just bores myself. It's just like, like I don't have anything else like I'm out of like adjectives to describe how
no,
stupid this is.
that's exactly how it goes. It's like, man, I've used this same like thesaurus page for that like for synonyms like 90 times. I gotta move on.
So, but yeah, I like the bounding breakdown, like chatting with you guys in the chat a lot, and with Spencer, and I just think it's I don't know, I like the format a little bit better as well.
Definitely more casual.
I did enjoy the Daily Stupids, but I don't know, I like this. I'm having fun with this.
Yeah, they were fun, but I think with just you and I doing them, it got a little tasking. So maybe in the future it'll come back when we have more people and we're super rich and we don't have to compete with anybody. But for now, here we are.
Yeah. Mark Seth just says, "Hey, hi all. Hey, Mark.
Hey.
Long time no see. Glad to see you.
Yeah, for real.
It's good to see you. Good to see that Spider-Man mask. Hasn't changed it
one bit.
Keeping it traditional." Luis Morales says maybe yes. I will just kind of answer that question though with the Tehillim is here. Good to see you. Mark Seth and Merkel, Emperor of Corruption. Mark says, good to see you, Tehillim. I remember when that used to get you flagged. I think it still does. He just adds more stuff now. It still
does, yeah.
So by adding something else, just the good to see you bounding into comics doesn't flag him. I think that's, if he just does that, that flags you. But adding the other stuff, it deflags it. It's so strange.
It's so strange.
I don't understand it. Crypto Ken, let's go!
Let's go!
YouTube me says,
and YouTube, what's up, buddy?
You are joined by me. Funny. So having some fun there. Yeah, this is Luis Morales is here as well. Zack Snyder admitted to have put an anti-U.S. border wall message in the Netflix Army of the Dead. U.S. border walls make no sense in fictional settings.
We'll get into it. It's very dumb.
We'll get into that as well. I think probably a little bit later. Tim says it is about 10:30 a.m. here in Australia. Oh, so good morning.
Oh, morning.
Good morning. It is almost 8:30 p.m. here on the East Coast and 9:30 where Spencer is in Central time.
Oh gosh, yeah, it is. I don't know time anymore. I'm so bad with time zones. Yes, you are correct.
StreamYard just jumped on me, so I skipped a bunch of comments there. Sorry about that.
Oh no.
YouTube me says, I agree, John. I prefer keeping lanes more fun and less controversial. Yeah. Mark Lissette says, not yet vintage. He also says Army of the Dead was horrendous. 60% on like across all of the platforms now. People were saying that it was getting brigaded. People were saying it was getting brigaded, but it doesn't make sense that it would be getting brigaded if they're all that way.
Yeah, usually I don't think it's brigading.
I think it was just that more people saw it on Netflix because previously it was like super hardcore, like Snyder fans going to see it in theaters, and now that in that limited running that it had, now a wide audience on Netflix has just definitely changed that. Zack 7 is here. Hey all.
Zax.
Hey Zax, how's it going? It was good to see you on Lorena Creole stream.
Yeah,
had a lot of fun on that stream a couple hours ago. Really enjoyed that. Blue-eyed Scorpio is making fun of me. I'm just here for the blah 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 bounding breakdown. Yeah, that's like Porky Pig does that, right?
Yeah, the blah blah blah.
Yeah. He's you're doing it's contagious.
It really is
there. And then you look, see, he messed here. The homonym. My autocorrect is mocking me with my mocking.
Take that. It's on our side.
YouTube me says, I love these streams because the guys are just people chilling with the people talking about the things they love. Yeah.
We're the people streamers.
I think that's I think that's kind of what we're going for.
Yeah.
At that point. Sean the Movie Man 71. We just met you over at the
what's up?
Good to see you here.
Thanks for stopping by.
You beautiful rebel risers. Yeah.
We try.
Vintage comic love is here as well. True.
Vintage.
You too, me. Good to see you. Tehillim is asking would any of the Bounding Comics website members like to join me in a live stream format one time. Yeah, I think
absolutely.
Definitely, Tehillim. Let us know. We'll put something on the schedule. Probably not this weekend. I'm going to be out of town this weekend.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely in the future. Mjolnir's Power is here. How's it
It's a
going,
cool
Mjolnir's
name.
Power? Look at that. Look at that. You can see is that Mjolnir right there in the middle?
That
with the
would be
lightning coming down
awesome.
from it?
That's cool.
That's really cool. It's good to see you. 32 flavors of Nick Weiser. Hail, fellow
Nick Weiser.
Hail, Nick Weiser. Mjolnir's Power says, I very much like that Dirge of Cerberus poster.
Yeah, dude. First person to recognize it behind me.
See that.
Good taste. Good taste.
Mask that's not his real face. I think that's referring to Mark there with the Spider-Man.
Yeah, I think so.
It jumped on me again. Oh my gosh.
We'd be jumping all over.
I liked the game, thought it was very underrated. Is that he's talking? Is that
Dirge? Yeah, I think so. Dirge. Yeah, same here. I think so too. I really want to see it come back. It's still stuck on the PS2.
Is it a fighter?
No, it's more like a third-person shooter based in Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, third-person shooter based in Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, weird, right?
So it's got Mass Effect.
Kind of. Actually, that's a really good way to put it. Almost more action-y, less RPG, but basically that same system. That's actually a really good way to put it.
That does sound cool.
Yeah, I love it.
I'm surprised there aren't more games. I can't believe there aren't more games like Mass Effect with the shooter RPG.
Yeah, I am too. I mean, maybe that's because Mass Effect cratered at the end, and so everybody just kind of wants to stay away from it.
I still love 2 is so good.
Yeah, no, it's still a fantastic game. You just got to separate it from everything.
YouTube Me says, I'm American, married to a lovely lady down under, so I came down to be with her. Besides, I'm American. I carry my freedom with me.
That's right. You better. We all should.
Yeah. 32 flavors of Nick Weiser says, I'm done with Zack Flakes. Guy has gotten away with too much and he continues to smack the fans back in return. Yeah, he's definitely seems to be going on it's a trend. It's a trend that's happened in the past 6 months.
Yeah, just in this last year.
Not even 3 months.
If that, yeah.
Sean the Movie Man 71 says, Army of the Dead was really bad.
That's what I've been hearing. I've not been hearing anything good.
You sniff it out, man. You can. I don't know. I feel like I sniff this stuff out. Dave Bautista as the lead actor. I'm out. I don't know. Right? I'm out.
Bautista works in the when you write for him. So Drax is really good for him. That when he was the replicant in Blade Runner, that was a good fit for him. But he's not a leading man. There's no way he's a leading man.
Yeah. Plus, he has huge TDS, and
he's just of course like everybody on that set. I'm sure had.
Yeah. Zack's 37 says he agrees with Nick Weiser there about Snyder. Tillum says, I'd have no problem doing a live stream at this time if I could lead with a collab with one of the people. This time it would usually be pretty good, I think.
I think we're around.
After 8:15, I'm usually pretty good because bedtime is at 7:30 for the little one, and we do our prayers and stuff. So I'm tucking everything. Stop jumping on me, StreamYard. Carrie's is here. How's it going, Carrie's?
Hey.
Good morning from Germany. Good morning.
What's up?
Is it morning in Germany? I thought you guys were ahead of us. Shouldn't it? Oh, I guess it's midnight.
Early morning, probably.
Yeah, really early. Okay, yeah. They're 6, so it might be 2.
Up late.
Yeah. Let's see here. Mjolnir's Power says just lightning. You should have gone with it, man. It looks like it could be the hammer there.
It really does look like it could be the hammer.
Cool. Zack Snyder made a live appearance at Supernova Melbourne through Zoom over the weekend.
Says Raoul. I didn't even know there was a convention happening this weekend.
Yeah, I didn't see that. You have to fill us in on that. I'll have to see if there was
anything good.
Anything, yeah.
Good.
Mjolnir's Power is a shooter RPG starring Vincent Valentine. Talking about Cerberus.
Yeah. Love it.
Yes, YouTube me. Wish the best for Drew. Always a genuine guy. His kindness projects him through the shell. Yes.
Everybody keep him in your thoughts and prayers because, he's going through a hard moment right now.
Yeah. Mass Effect 3 ending choices were bad, but I love the game. I don't know. I even thought the gameplay was a little...
In 3?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was...
No, I'm there with you. there was something they did to it. Like they tried to streamline it a little too hard.
Yeah.
And it kind of like lost its depth, and like the RPG elements almost didn't matter near the end. I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah. Yeah. I did the RPG because you weren't role playing anymore. It was
right.
They had built a story that you had to follow now, and it had the same problem with I felt like Final Fantasy 13 had.
Yep.
Where it became very linear, and you couldn't.
Like there was no player choice or decision. Yeah. It was just go straight.
Yeah. Whereas like I think Mass Effect 2 worked because it like there wasn't a goal at the end, but how you got to it, like you could do whatever you wanted to do. But like obviously there was that end goal. Whereas like 3, it was just like you had to go from this point to this point to this point to this point, and it felt very
Mandalorian.
Yeah. YouTube says he burned Geeks and Gamers. F him. I think the Geeks and Gamers
Snyder,
people have a very different opinion about what happened.
Yeah, I think they do.
But I mean, I've seen what Jeremy has said. I've seen what Ryan has said. I've seen what they've all said. I've listened to a little bit of the live stream that happened right after that, and Eric July was very I agree with almost everything Eric July was saying in that stream.
I'm kind of with Eric on that one.
And I was actually like didn't understand why they were all trying to put the focus on Jeremy when it was like, dude, it shouldn't be about how Jeremy reacted.
Yeah, seriously, what Zack said.
So it's like, but I guess I do understand why people were doing that, because it's like when you're playing a sport, they never catch the person making the initial foul. It's the person who retaliates.
Right. Okay, that's a good point.
So I get that. Blue-eyed Scorpio said trailer was bad. Yeah, I checked out for Army of the Dead. Yeah, I watched the trailer too, and like they weren't zombies; they were freaking orcs.
Yeah, they
literally.
It gets worse. They literally have like a leader and a hierarchy.
Yeah,
like it's so weird.
They're not zombies. Those aren't zombies. When they're like intelligent, like they're just undead. Like that. Like you have that undead. That are intelligent. Like
World of Warcraft.
Yeah,
like those are the undead.
Yeah, they're not zombies. Zombies are like literally brainless idiots that just are like just
like shamble around. Yeah.
Yeah, they either shamble around, or you have the ones that are like super crazy fast and are just want to like eat you.
The 20
I prefer the
28 days ones.
Yeah, I prefer the shambling around ones.
I do too.
Yeah, and then you can just like pop it's like I forget which movie it is. The guy's like sitting up on like the mall. Like
that's actually the first Dawn of the Dead. The
Dawn of the Dead
remake. The Dawn of the Dead remake that Zack did.
Yeah, that one. That's how you do zombies. Yeah. And then I think that's in Zombieland too. I think they have like a.
I think they do too. Yeah.
They do something that's like similar.
That does sound familiar for Zombieland. I think I remember that.
YouTube says it's awful. I don't walk away from movies often, and I was in my house watching Army of the Dead, and my wife and I both said this. I noticed that when I'm at home, I'm much more comfortable just be like, I'm done with this, and I just stop and like I'm not watching anymore, and you just quit. And,
it's because you haven't had that you haven't paid that $12 or $15, so
yeah,
no sunk cost.
I'm also at home. I'm not in public, because like you have to. If you're at a theater, you drove there. You did you have all those sunk costs.
Yeah.
Aside from just whereas like you're at home, like, okay, I'm done. I'm going to go do something else.
I've wasted a total of 15 minutes and like a calorie pushing buttons. I think I'll be okay.
Whereas like if you're at the theater, you've already like wasted at least like 15 to 30 minutes driving there, depending on how far the theater is. And then you got to like get your tickets. If you got like your drinks or stuff, you stood in line, watched all the previews. You're already like 30 minutes in. So you're already like an hour and a half. Like, already,
like you might as well
just go another hour and a half and just like get through it just to see, like, hope that it'll get
how
better.
bad it gets too. Yeah.
Or you just like, how bad will it get?
When your movie starts with a Yo Mama joke in space.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, Resident Evil 2 did that also on a gas station roof, says Million Years Power. Yeah, I feel like I feel like you have to do that.
Mm-hmm. I feel like that's a very zombie thing to do.
That's got to be a thing you do with a zombie. Like a sniper takes one out from like the top of a roof.
Just like forever, like far away.
And then he like throws a beer can behind him because he's just like shooting. It's like the first scene from Thor where all the guys have their pickup trucks and they're trying to get the hammer out and just having a good old time. That's what you do with the zombies.
At the crater. That becomes your recreation.
Some of the zombies were robots. Those aren't zombies either then.
That's just dumb. I don't even know where to start with that. That just sounds dumb.
Seriously. Miss Martin Muses is here.
Miss Martin.
Hi, Miss Martin Muses.
Hail.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get back on Father Christopher Miller's first Saturday streams. Gonna be tough. I think swimming lessons will be coming to an end in June. I think. I don't know. We'll figure it out. So I should have more of my Saturday freed up. On
nice
Saturdays. Zack 7 says he made 3 good flicks, 2 are comics, and already written, storyboarded, and Dawn was somebody else's idea. Yeah, 300 was definitely one of the comic ones. What's the other comic one? I guess Justice League or
maybe one of those.
I know 300 is like an added. Oh, he's talking about Watchmen.
Duh. Oh, Watchmen! I totally forgot about Watchmen.
Yeah, which he pretty much just like that's you're gonna. It's pretty close adaptation, like
like from page to screen visually. Yeah.
All right, we got a $5 super chat here from Sean, the movie man.
But you don't let him write.
Zack Snyder, Army of the Dead had the forced bad dad. Oh gosh, really? Bad dad trope. All women being smarter than the men. Trump insert. I'm actually Zack Snyder.
Really?
The film was so bad.
An actual Trump insert? Come on, man. He's not even around anymore.
I mean, so you have to remember when it was made, right?
That's true. Yeah.
So and he like might have been reelected. So
that's true. Yeah. So they were just hedging their bets.
Yeah, everyone's like, Watchmen, how are you so stupid? It's like, yeah,
we'll take it. We'll take that out. We're not denying it.
Yeah. Dude, I see this all the time in TV commercials. The dads are always idiots, or the husbands. I can't stand them.
I see it in commercials a lot. Yeah.
Anytime I see a commercial now, I actually try and remember what that product is, so I never buy from them.
Right?
Again.
Yeah.
Because I'm just sick of it. I'm just like, this isn't funny. Like the dad's always like doesn't need to always be an idiot or just a jerk or a loser
or adult. Yeah.
Like, the Geico it's the Progressive commercial where they have the kid, the guy holding up the sign, which was funny. And then at first he was just holding up the sign, like looking dopey. And then they brought him in with like the girlfriend, and then they're just like sitting there, and I'm just like, I'm done. I would never buy from that company anyways.
From that insurance, yeah.
Because I can't stand the Flow women either. So. The only one I like is where the one guy is like, he turns into like literally what's his name? Paul Bunyan. He turns into like they turn him into like Paul Bunyan for insurance. And I'm just like, yeah, that's cool. Because he's actually going to be a hero. Because he's usually like, and there's the other one where he like has the hot wife and he's playing the guitar.
I like that one. That one's really funny
too. Yeah, because he's actually not being emasculated by his coworkers or Flo.
Yeah. Which he's not being insulted. He's showing off how rad he actually is.
Yeah. The John Beck is here as well. We met you on
hey.
Nice to see you here. Every commercial. Yeah. Every commercial. There are some good ones. So like, so I would argue like the old ones, like all the stuff from the 90s, Roseanne and Everybody Loves Raymond. I think Ray is a pretty good father, and Frank has like the best one-liners.
Oh yeah, he has the best one-liners
on that show. It's great. And then obviously Tim Allen in all of the sitcoms that he's been in, and Last Man Standing as well. So there are some good ones out there, and then like the stuff from the 80s. But Modern Family, I don't know. Modern Family, I'm thinking, I can't remember. I feel like that the mom is the boss in that family.
Nah, it's pretty evenly distributed.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah. It's hard to remember. It's been a while since I've seen that one. I don't really watch that one. Yeah, Luis Morales is saying zombies can be stitched with different parts, even with robot parts. That's not how zombies work.
That's dumb. That's like who is it? Frankenstein in DC. That's how he operates. Like when he loses an arm, he's like, "Just give me another arm," and then they sew it on and it attaches.
Well, he's Frankenstein, so that makes sense.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
The dad in that '70s show is definitely not a loser. He's great too. Red.
I love him.
Red is fantastic. The other dad is a loser. The Bob.
Oh yeah,
'Cause his
Donna's
wife leaves
dad.
him and everything. Yeah, but that works because you have like Red. It works
Right.
because of Red, and so it's not cringe.
Yeah, it
'cause
shows
Red
that
is there.
that it's a character rather than like a stereotype, I guess is like the
Yeah.
right word.
Yeah, and he also like it's that him losing the family drama over there plays out over a number of episodes. Yeah, married with children. Fresh Prince of Bel Air has a great
Fresh
dad.
Prince, Uncle
Married with
Phil.
children. Yeah, he's Uncle Phil, but he plays the dad.
Yeah, he's basically their dad. Yeah.
Who's the boss? Yeah. Blood Scorpio is like the car app commercial with the deadbeat beta husband that's all scrubby in pajamas and he doesn't know how to buy a car. Yeah,
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Yeah, but that's what it is, though. All right, let's get to this. Snyder thing here. This interview he did.
Let's do it.
I'm just gonna go with the article we published. So it doesn't have all of the questions. There's a lot of like movie questions in there, but I just wanted to get to the ones that are important,
relevant,
for this bounding breakdown. Use a little Man of Steel here. Henry's looking sharp. Oh, it's a 3-piece suit. I like that.
Oh,
3-piece suit.
Looks so good.
Classy. Keep wearing those 3-piece suits, Henry. Bring them back. Put them back in style.
For real, I love them.
Make the tailors make them. And dude, Henry's got the nice. I hate these little thin ties.
I know. I love the thick tie
fan.
that he's wearing over there. I'm not. I do not like thin ties.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the thin ties. And then there's like those like sock ties. Oh, I hate those.
Oh, those are the worst. Yeah,
what are you wearing?
Can't
Get rid of that. But yeah, no, Henry looks good there. That big red tie. I love it.
Put an S on it.
All right, so let's just get to this question here. He's asked by Sarah Polly. I'm not sure how to say her name. She starred in Dawn of the Dead, and she asked, a lot of people see a right-wing political undercurrent in some of your films. Where do you stand politically, and has that changed over the years? Bonus hint, don't evade the question. Love you. So I'm not really, like, The Guardian didn't really explain how, like, these questions came about. Like, I reread that a couple times. It didn't really understand. Like,
that is really weird.
At first I thought, like, they were asking those people because they like their article was like not structured really well. It wasn't put together.
It's weird.
Very well. But obviously these are questions that I'm guessing this isn't how he would talk. We've seen him talk on Geeks and Gamers.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that these are text responses. And then he was trying to say, I vote Democrat. I'm a true lover of individual rights. That's interesting.
I know, right?
Those two go. I don't know if those two go together.
Like I read that and I was like, that's such a conflicting statement. What are you talking about?
I've always been a super strong advocate of women's rights and a women's right to choose. He's abortion, and I've always been surrounded by powerful women. His wife being one of them. She produces all his movies. And of course, I'm a huge advocate for the rights of all ethnicities and every walk of life. Well, okay, individual rights.
Yeah, right.
It's okay. Who isn't for that for individual rights? I put an extra space here. He then stated, I would say I'm a pretty liberal guy. I want to make sure everyone's heard and everyone feels included. I don't have a right-wing political agenda. People see what they want to see. For me, that was not certainly the point. That's so weird. So that might have been him actually talking because like that. So that might have been him talking because that just is very strange.
A very weird cadence to it, definitely.
But yeah, so that's the answer. I think that's the answer to that question there. Like I don't. To me, so I've seen a lot of some feedback on this article. They're like, who cares? Like why? Like they're like, of course he's got to answer that way in order for him to get a job. And so like my response to that is, well, he just like says, don't ask that question. Like,
yeah, you can easily just not talk about it.
Yeah, or like what? Freaking! Oh my gosh, what's his name? Tarantino. Just do like I reject.
Oh yeah, I reject the premise of your question.
I reject the premise of your question. You pull a Tarantino. You could do that, or like what's the what are the like they on NASCAR promotes it with Kyle Busch, but what's his name?
Yeah, the
famous where it's just like, I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Marshawn Lynch did that. Yeah.
Yeah, Marshawn Lynch at the Seahawks. Just like,
yep.
I'm not here just so I don't.
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Just, I mean, there's so many ways you could answer this question, other than the way he answered.
Other than the way he did. This is kind of the same argument that people or defense people were running with the Geeks and Gamers thing. Like, he had to answer this that way. He had, and it's like, no, he didn't. He easily could have. He didn't have to say any of that. He could have clarified. There's just no. Like, I don't buy it.
Yeah, and he obviously has never clarified that statement.
Never clarified it.
We've seen him come out and make all of these other statements,
yeah,
which
that's what I was gonna say.
Reinforce what he meant, what he was saying. There was one point where it was weird. He was like, it's easy for them to like poke fun at.
JB wrote about that like last week. I remember that quote. It was so weird.
So it was weird. Like, it was really strange because it was like, is he talking about the journalists when he's saying that, or is he saying like, oh yeah, I made fun of them, referring like specifically to the Geeks and Gamers thing? If that's what he could have been referring specifically to that.
Yeah,
like him doing that. He's like, yeah, I did that to get at him. It was easy to rile him up or whatever. So I was just like, ooh, like how do you interpret that? And it was just more like, what is the word that I'm looking for? Graying of what he was actually trying to say, I guess is the word. Yeah, Sean the Movie Man says Zack Snyder has never apologized or clarified. No, he has not.
No, he hasn't.
It doesn't take that like just look at what happened today, Sean the Movie Man. We saw John Cena clarify and apologize his statement, which honestly, if you look at it, it could have been he was just talking about Taiwan being part of China.
Yeah.
So there's that too. But yeah, it's not that we see celebrities do it all the time where they clarify and apologize. And Snyder did not do that whatsoever.
I mean, Scott Campbell did it literally the day after, like taking what's the right word? Like a stereotyped swing at Comicsgate. Yeah. He went, you know what? I'm sorry. That was my bad. And like, yeah, you could tweet it. We don't need anything big. Just Zack, say something, but he doesn't. Never has, never will.
Exactly. Mark Seth says, I think Zack knew how Jeremy views most of his films, so is digging a knife in. Yeah, we had Jeremy on here.
Yeah, we did.
Our Bounding Live, or I guess it was Bounding Live at that point.
It was at the time, yeah.
Calling it the Black Pill Stream on Wednesdays at 9. And Jeremy said he openly talked about Zack and how he thought about his films.
Yeah.
But Jeremy wasn't even on. Jeremy wasn't even on that stream, so I don't know. That's just...
It's so weird. It's just all
You have like a bunch of supporters there. Just, I don't know. It was scummy. Either way you look at it,
so.
That was scummy behavior. If Snyder had stated it as a simple disclaimer, there wouldn't have been a problem, but he was being insulting to the people. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
100%. To me, this is just word vomit here. This like contradicts itself. This is contradictory too to me. I don't know how you can be a super strong advocate of women's rights and then also advocate for like killing of women. So, that doesn't make sense to me. And then obviously you have like rights for all ethnicities and every walk of life. Well, the unborn are still part of every walk of life. And you're obviously not supporting them there. So the whole statement, like, how many sentences? 1,
3,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sentences, and then like 5 of them contradict the other one.
Everything he says in the sentence right before.
Yeah, and Sean is right here. Jeremy has supported the fans who supported Zack Snyder. Yes, as did we. I thought, we ran a bunch of stories. It's so funny. When we
I know
you guys are like anti-Snyder, and it's like, dude, we literally like have like dozens of stories about like wanting to like the Snyder Cut stuff and that the Snyder Cut exists.
Yeah, but then we got I remember we got the opposite after the Snyder Cut came out. They were like, Bounding's just a bunch of fanboys. They love Zack too much. And you even were like, did you read our review of Justice League? Like, we didn't like it. Like, JB did not like it that much.
Yeah, he did not. He was not a fan. All right, so then he also talked about his position on vaccines. Guyfo
hitting everything.
Seriously, Guyfo 2020 he's referring to Army of the Dead. So he's making a reference to the film, and he says, "I get it now. The zombies are like." So this is also another question that's probably like, don't include this one, because it's just so far off of left field. But it's also like, I need to make a political statement. I get it now. The zombies are the vaccinated people. They organize. They're more intelligent than you think. Those aren't zombies. Like those are like not zombies.
That's an undead.
Yes. The casino bank robbing gang are the remaining anti-vaxxers. Bring it on.
Wouldn't isn't that the opposite message of what that guy is trying to infer?
So the anti-vaxxers are the heroes?
Yeah, that's what right. Yeah, that's what I'm like. What are you talking about?
Yeah. So this is how Snyder responded. He's like, absolutely. I love that superimposition. You could probably do the exact opposite argument if you wanted. Just depends which side is more dominant in your mind. He's being wishy-washy here.
He's being so wishy-washy. Like I read that line and I was like, that's category. Like that is Zack. That is Zack's wishy-washiness to a T.
Yeah. He went on to say, "Oh, I missed the I here. Didn't copy. I hope the vaccinated people are winning. I wanted to be vaccinated immediately. I would have done a trial anytime. Even my friends were like, wow, you're really aggressive. I'm like, I am very aggressive. Very aggressively ready to get vaccinated and not die." I have so many problems with this statement here.
Yeah, seriously. Chill out, bro.
Like, death is part of human life. It's nothing. It's I mean, I come from it from my Catholic perspective, and so death is just this next step to eternal life. So that's how I look at it. It's something that we shouldn't be afraid. We shouldn't be afraid of it. We shouldn't be fearful.
No, you shouldn't be afraid of death, but at the same time, I think you can take steps to not like walk into traffic.
Right. No. Yeah. You're not going to be like, no, because there's also like, I mean, obviously from a Catholic standpoint, that's like against like charity.
Right. No. Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Like that's like, that's all like walking into traffic is also like having a lack of respect for life, which is what like God gave you. So that's
right.
That's a whole, we wouldn't do that either. Yeah. So this is, but yeah, there's nothing wrong if you get back. There's nothing wrong if you got vaccinated or you choose not to.
Or you're not to, yeah.
It just seems weird that he's just like, oh, I was so good.
I know, like that was the weird part to me, is that he got so enthusiastic about this. And then there's the line about like, yeah, come visit us, they'll vaccinate you. I don't know if we got there yet, but it's like, dude, chill out.
Getting there. Yeah. In LA County, which was a disaster during COVID, we should be at this is crazy, 80%. I was hearing today, U.S. averages are only 40% across the country.
Oh wow!
Vaccinated next month. I tell friends of mine living abroad.
Yeah, I don't think
just come here. Maybe in L.A. I could see it.
Maybe in like, L.A. City, yeah.
L.A. County, yeah.
Or county, yeah.
They don't care. They'll vaccinate anybody. You don't need ID. They'll vaccinate my dog. I hope they're not vaccinating people's dogs.
I know, seriously. I know people are making their dogs wear masks, but they don't need the vaccine. Or the mask. Oh,
Mark 6336 is here. How's it going, Mark?
Hey, Mark.
Snyder's a simpleton. He can't finish a movie in under 2 hours. He also doesn't know that a full range of color is available to him to put on film. Yeah. I mean, apparently neither does Chloe Zhao. So.
I was gonna say, yeah. Well, apparently he's the big inspiration in Hollywood now. Look at Eternals.
Yeah. King Boom says Army of Dead had an awful cast. There's one guy, Theo James or whatever his name is. He's actually pretty good. I've seen that guy in some stuff before. He's pretty good.
Isn't that the guy from the Divergent movies? I think I've seen like one or two of those.
Yeah. So aside from the Divergent stuff, which is, I've seen it in something else. Stuff. He's pretty good. I mean, it's YA. Oh crap, that's not what I want. Okay, sorry. I got to do it over here. It was Theo Rossi is his name, or is it Theo James?
Theo James, you got it right the first time.
Theo Rossi is the guy from Luke Cage. He's
yeah.
No, Theo Rossi dead. That's right. Okay, it says Army of the Dead. Yeah, he's actually a pretty good actor. because he was in Luke Cage. He played Shades, and he was great in that.
Yeah, Shades is so good.
Yeah, and he was in Sons of Anarchy too, so he's a pretty good actor. So yeah,
again, it's the direction.
He's got a bunch of bit roles and everything else, but yeah, he's pretty good. Yeah, it's Theo Rossi. He's the Luke Cage guy, but Theo James is good too. He's the one from Divergent. I don't think he's in Army of the Dead.
I don't think he is now.
King Boom is unsubbing. Okay, goodbye, King Boom.
Later, King Boom.
Zack 7 says the thing with the Zack situation is that he had people who would go through a way for him. If you could hide his disgust a little. Yeah, I think I know what you're saying. They would like
go to bat for him.
Yeah. I think you're right there.
I absolutely think you're right. Because he was for the longest time, like, I'll give him this, like he engaged with the fans a lot, like the Snyder Cut fans. He's always like, here's a bunch of stuff, like I want this, like I want to do it. So like there was this sort of camaraderie. But then again, once you look behind the curtain and he starts showing his true colors, he's just another Hollywood guy.
Yeah, he just exposed himself. Yeah, he's just another Hollywood. Exactly, you're 100% right there. I don't think there's any other way to put it. If you have to tell the media you're really into something, then it's probably BS or cover. Yeah. He's talking about his excitement over the vaccines.
No, you're it's absolutely spot on. It is virtue signaling.
Sean, the movie man, says Zack wants to support his fans, but only when it's convenient and doesn't upset his peers and superiors. Yeah, so yeah, and that's where that's the problem though, right? Yeah. Only when it's convenient. Yeah, I mean, and I'm not even sure though. I feel like he was just, I mean, honestly now I really just feel like he used them. Like it
feels like it.
I'm like super cynical about it right now. And it just feels like he used them. Because he didn't, like, I don't, maybe correct me if I'm wrong here. I didn't see him going on YouTube channels for Army of the Dead. It looked like just normal Hollywood promotion. And he just, I don't know. I feel like
I didn't see
used
anything.
them and threw them away.
No, I definitely agree. I don't think he cares about his Snyder Cut fans anymore, or if he did in the first place, it's been a while.
Mark6336 says Zack's still fascinated by slow motion film after 30 years. I think the only time where like slow motion was done really well was the X-Men with Quicksilver.
With Quicksilver, yeah,
and Dread.
I forgot about that scene in Dread. Yeah, that is a really good scene. Wow.
Because the slow motion is literally used as a plot device.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so good. I love Dread so much because it literally starts with movie. It starts with Lena Headey's character like dropping the dudes down into the floor because they use the slow-mo, and it ends with Dread doing the same to her. Like that's how like
so good.
So Dread.
It is so really Dread. It is really Dread.
So Dread.
And he keeps his helmet on.
Yes, he keeps his helmet on.
Never
the
comes
Mandalorian
off.
couldn't do that. Couldn't do it.
Whose religion says I never take my mask off. He takes it off like all the damn time.
Yeah.
Don't take a role if you want to be seen. Like, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of actors who are like, I'll play Dr. Fate as long as I'm not Dr. like in the helmet for 90% of the film, so you know it's me. Like, get out of here. You're a bad actor.
Seriously. So, yeah, Dr. Fate has to have the. Oh my gosh, if they take it off in Black Adam, it's gonna be like. I guess you put it on, but then you keep it on.
You keep it on, yeah. You can't just keep coming in and out of it.
I actually like all of these tabs are up for a reason. So these are like my emails, and then this one I can probably close. And then let's go back over here. This is like the DC thing, the Lunar, how you order. So I get like info from that sometimes. It's not a lot, but Crunchyroll,
the game site, the new site we have.
Yeah, Clownfish's WDW Pro. Yeah, this is Games Press. So like,
Games Press
titles and stuff, and like some of the bigger titles as well. That's just locals. I was fiddling around with that. Geekosity. Shout out to Mikey Sutton. It's got a lot of scoops there. Cosmic Book News also has lots of scoops.
Also great.
Comic Book Movie. They're okay. They're not as bad as CBR, but they're almost. The Anime Mojo is the Comic Book Movie. Is anime site.
Is their anime site, yeah.
That's just me personally doing stuff there. And then this is the Paramount Press site, and then this is research on the Lucas Museum for a story I'm working on.
Yep, I recognize the icon.
And then Netflix. I was doing a story on Netflix, and we were talking about poutine.
Poutine.
Talking about poutine on Lorena, so I was looking it up. So that's why that's up there. But yeah, I mean, that's just one window. You should see my other windows.
Wrestler Game, heck yeah. Is one of those tabs to your Doomcock channel that you host?
Yeah, there's a reason why I haven't put up a video in a week, you know. This I got lots of sources telling me lots of things. No, I love Doomcock. I am not Doomcock.
I love that. It's a great. I love that conspiracy still though.
Yeah.
And WDW Pro.
Yeah, I'm WDW.
You're everybody.
StreamYard keeps jumping on me. It's really annoying.
I wonder why.
I don't know. It keeps trying to put me back down to the new ones, and I'm like, I want to stay up here. Where were we?
We were talking to.
Oh, okay. Here, King Boom on sub. No, all right, I'm getting back to where I was. No, I think it's Theo Rossi, not Theo James.
Theo Rossi. Yeah, you were right.
Vintage Comic says, pretty sure people in LA make their dogs wear masks because of the stench.
We've seen it. Oh,
yeah.
Stench too, yeah.
Yeah, the stench. Ugh. It's hard for me to be into a lot of movies from Hollywood anymore. There's too much. Yeah, I'm right there with you, Millionaire's Power.
No, that
I mean, Lorena asked, I think it was Lorena asked, it might have been, I think Lorena was the one who asked this question. It might have been Fat Steven, I can't remember. But they are asking, like, how do you react to seeing all of these Hollywood people, like, just destroy these properties that you've loved? And my answer to that was, I'm not surprised anymore, because I've been covering this for almost over half a decade now. And it's more like I'm just chronicling the downfall. I'm just like chronicling the destruction now. Is how I look at it. Whereas like I've found other things that entertain me now. Like for regulars of watching Bounding, I've actually been enjoying the Chinese made.
Right.
Genshin. It's great. I like that. I love My Hero Academia. I am a little bit behind on this season, but I've been enjoying what I've seen so far. I think I'm just in the middle of the battle between Yao Rosa's team and the mushroom people, and the mushroom girl just like launched her. The mushroom chick is like so OP, dude.
It's so ridiculously, like, she's so strong and you would never expect it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they're going to show it in the show, but in the comics you can literally like put mushrooms in your throat and suffocate you.
And that's how she hits. It's so good.
Yeah. John the Beck, $5 super chat says, FYI, according to news sites in Los Angeles County, 65 plus years are 72% back. 16 to 64 is at 46% as a whole. 16 and 17-year-olds are at 20. Exactly. Okay. Yeah. That's not surprising.
No, not at all.
I mean, given the fact that the answer to that first question that we covered was like massive contradictions, it's not surprising that you would be way off on that.
And just throwing it out there, throwing out numbers.
He's saying 80% by next month.
80% would be way too high. Like,
that sounds like they're gonna double the vaccine still.
It sounds like they're gonna like snipe vaccines out of helicopters at people.
It's got the drones. It's the freaking they repurposed the Mysterio drones.
Dude. to vaccine everybody.
Yeah.
They just tape needles to them and they're flying around.
Oh, Blue-Eyed Scorpio. Matrix had Matrix had really good slow-mo.
Oh, yeah, of course. Bullet time.
The bullet time, yeah. So good. I didn't see Dread in 3D. I didn't see Dread in theaters. I watched it on like Netflix. I feel back when you had to like order Netflix.
Yeah.
That's where I got it. And then I went out, I found like a DVD copy. So I found it on DVD.
That's how you used to do it.
Dude, it really is. It's up there. It's probably my favorite too, Vintage Comic Club. I really love Dread. Blade is up there. The first Blade.
Oh, Blade's absolutely up there. Oh yeah.
I'm trying. What else? Like, I really like the first Captain America too.
Oh yeah, I love the first Captain and Winter Soldier. I love those first two.
And then I really like the first Nolan Batman Begins.
Batman Begins. That's my favorite of the trilogy. Yeah.
I feel like it's the most it's underrated.
Oh, it's
Batman
super
Begins.
underrated, and it's like the only film in that trilogy to actually show like a Batman as we know him, and not just like super spy guy
in a bat suit.
In a bat suit, yeah.
Yeah, Carl Urban is definitely
Urban's so
fantastic. Good. I had a point to make, but wife. See, it jumped on me again. Stop that. YouTube me. Here it is. I had a point to make, but wife called and she wins. That's how it works. I think you highlighted this one, right?
Yeah. Yep. The Restogram one.
CBR actually, in one manga and accurate article, so I don't know if you know this, Tehillim. You know that they like spam all those DBZ like 10 lists, so they're on Google like all the time because they have those like listicles that they just like churn out like every single day. It's like, who reads it? I don't understand who reads that stuff.
Like John and I will regularly be like, what is this topic? Like 5 characters who could beat Goku and 5 who couldn't. And it's like, what is this? Go away.
It's like Vegeta, Frieza.
Yeah, right.
All the
right,
beat him.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Beerus until like two years from now. Where
that's all it is. It's like Beerus, Whis.
As we know, I'm Doomcock's chief source, and usually only after I've downed 2 bottles of cheap wine. John Trent is Legion.
Apparently.
Or every woman. I don't know what that reference is. The jury's still out. I don't know what that.
I don't know the reference. No, I don't.
Okay.
But I do know you're everywhere and everyone. You are the news for us.
There is nothing wrong with agenda being in a movie as long as the movie is a movie first. An agenda present, not Watchmen is a good example, I think.
No, I that's what people have lost recently, like in times, is that
nuance.
Yeah, no, nuance is gone.
I know a lot of people criticize Miller's Dark Knight 2 or Dark Knight Strikes Again or whatever.
Yeah, it Strikes Again.
But I the nuance between the arrow and the question I thought was great in that. Like, it wasn't really
so
nuance, but like you actually had those two contrasting points of view.
Yeah,
I loved that. Yeah, I really like that part too. I do think that's an underrated graphic novel because I do think there's a lot of like interesting messaging in that story.
I think that's why it is so underrated, because Miller focuses a lot more on like that stuff, like the politics of the story, than like the superheroics, which is probably what more people were expecting. So they're like, this isn't anything, especially after the last series where Batman went crazy and beat everybody up.
Yeah. No, also
that bad Flash costume.
Yeah, he literally predicts like the government getting in bed with like big tech. With
I know,
like Luthor and Brainiac. That's what that is. That's big tech.
It really is.
And big government. It's like
Facebook is Brainiac.
Golgo 13, aka Brandon the Infinite Wolf. How's it going?
Saw you over on Lorena's. Welcome, buddy.
No Zack Snyder stuff for me. Blah.
Yeah, kind of, pretty much.
I like 300. I like Watchmen. I like Sucker Punch. I thought the ultimate cut of Batman vs Superman was decent.
It was better,
way better. I have not seen Snyder cut of Justice League. I don't really intend to after what he did and what he keeps doing. The Justice League sucked. It's so disappointing. I think that's what's really frustrating. Is because you have Justice League and Justice League Unlimited and how good those animated series were.
Yeah.
And they did it in like 30-minute like segments, like 20-minute segments because you got commercials.
Right.
And how great that is. Like the question storyline in Unlimited is fantastic.
Dude, it's one of the best comic book like stories. Period.
And that's also like that's how you can like tweak the character a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
He's still the question. He's still like asking questions, but they made him more of a conspiracy theorist, which sets him apart. It does. It sets him apart actually. So I actually thought that was like really like it sets him apart from Batman and all the other like detective style like superheroes you have out there that are just human. So I really like that. And he's like, and his conspiracy theories are right. Like Luthor is the bad guy.
Yeah. Like all like, and that's what's so great about him in Unlimited is that all of his like conspiracies about the villains are always coming true. So then you're like, well, I wonder if his weirder ones are true. Where he always has like really weird conspiracies about everything.
He's got the conspiracies about the Justice League too.
Yeah, and he's probably spot on with those. We know it.
How long does it feel long enough to see every movie, TV show, comic book, and video games crash and burn?
Feels great.
Yeah, feels great.
Feels great.
Just out here in Wisconsin, with the cows.
Hello, Wisconsin, or hello. Oh my gosh, what is it? What is the town from? Is it Hello, Wisconsin? Is that what he says at the end of that?
Yeah, he says, "Hello, Wisconsin."
Yeah. Hello, Wisconsin.
Yeah. Yeah, Rich is a cultural supporter. I don't think the RLM guys are lefties in ideology, but just because they are part of the culture, they hate Hollywood. I'm not. YouTube me is definitely putting the wine away. I think I'm having troubles here. YouTube me. I'm having troubles. Hugo was the only movie that used 3D for art.
Hugo. Oh my! I forgot all about that movie.
Jumped on me again.
It's got the kid from Ender's Game in it.
Yeah, the Ender. I actually like the Ender's Game. That was good.
I can't believe it was so weird that they didn't do anything more with it.
Yeah, it's set up for the sequel.
Yeah, and there's so much they could pull from.
I know. Probably. I mean, I haven't read the sequel, so I'm not. Does it get more right leaning? I mean, the first one's.
I'd have to go. I read it as a teenager, so I wasn't even looking for any of that subtext. So I'd have to go back and check it out.
Government manipulating kids to kill people, like government is not the people you think they are.
Not at all. I wonder what that stance is.
Yes, identity politics and diversity is first. Story be damned is second. There's nothing wrong with agenda with competent writing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can't. But I mean, now it's all this. This is all first.
This. Yeah.
Story is second, and Powerpuff Girls makes that very clear.
Story, I would even say like story is like fourth. Like there's your agenda, your casting, so that you get the right optics, and then
the director has to be a certain type.
There you go. Yeah, and then the director has
to. You could casting too, I guess.
Probably
just
both.
Casting a director.
Yeah,
just casting a director.
But yeah, no, it's not. It's nowhere near as important as it should be.
Luis Morales says Funimation is going to dub Kimono Jihen. Prepare to witness the dialogue changes anime studios still do not understand. The fan outcry. Creators should self-publish. Anime log exists. Translating sells. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing that. Or if I mean, I would not be surprised if you start seeing like Shonen. I mean, I think Shonen has a pretty good relationship with Viz. I don't know. I mean, I haven't. I'm not too deep into it, but I don't know. Are there like huge problems with Viz's English translations for Shonen Jump?
No, I'd say Viz is probably the best translator we have. There or like the most accurate. Nobody goes as far as Funimation does in editing things. Like when edits happen in things like Viz or I guess Viz is really the only competitor nowadays. I was gonna say Tokyo Pop, but that doesn't exist. When an edit happens in Viz, it's for the literal what do you call it? Like to make it flow better in English. Right. They don't change the meaning. Yeah. It's just like some of the words have to be rearranged to make the sentence structure normal. That's what they'll do.
Yeah. Yeah, English is a very complex.
Yeah, it really is.
You could totally miss the agenda in Watchmen and still enjoy the film. The same went for Starship Troopers for me. It literally parodied. See, yeah, so Starship Troopers, Starship Troopers, Dredd, the original Judge Dredd, RoboCop, Rambo, like even the first Rambo, like they have these messages in it, and you could like totally like still enjoy the movie and like not get the messages. Like you could be like, yes, RoboCop is like destroy that.
He's cool.
Like,
yeah,
they're trying to be parody. They're trying to be like he's supposed to be so over the top that you're supposed to be shocked by like the just viciousness of RoboCop. It's like Dredd. Dredd is supposed to be a parody of like a police state because it's so over the top.
So and brutal, kind of like brutal. Yeah,
supposed to be like a warning where it's almost just like, well, the world he's in, you have to be brutal. Like, and it's like RoboCop is like Starship Troopers Starship Troopers, especially the movie.
Oh yeah.
Like at the end there, he's even like, "It's afraid."
It's afraid.
I love that. I love people have brought that meme up now.
I do love that meme a lot.
It's afraid. I need to be able to find it so I can post it a lot more.
I also just love that propaganda scene of everybody like, I'm doing my part, and then like, and then it shows like the little kid in the lineup. He like steps out. He's like, I'm doing my part.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But like it. But that's what I'm saying. Like it's very like over the top, but it's also like if you looking at the context of the world, like they think they're being attacked by these aliens. So it's almost just like, okay, it makes sense. Like gotta go kill the aliens. Mjolnir Power says he very much liked the Snyder Cut. It was almost a completely different movie. Like I said, I haven't seen it, so I can't really.
Snyder Cut was a completely different movie, but I also still think it's like I watched it and I just think it's completely way too self-indulgent. Like it is a different movie. I don't necessarily know if I would call it a better movie. Maybe just like adjacent to how I mean, okay, it is better than the Joss Whedon one, but that's not saying a lot.
Well, dude, the Joss Whedon one had that. Did they cut out the stupid like Batman capturing the parademon in the beginning?
I think so. No, I don't think that's it. I can't remember
that
anymore.
Was terrible.
Yeah, that was really dumb.
That was a terrible scene. Sean the Movie Man says Justice League sucks. Zack Snyder Justice League was amazing. Army of the Dead really bad. Zack Snyder is hit or miss.
Really is.
Yeah, like I said, I like a lot of his older stuff, like 300, Watchmen. I like those. Those are great. But like also like he already had it written out. Like those were already like winners by Frank Miller and Alan Moore.
He just had to take it beat for beat.
Yeah, Snyder peaked at Watchmen. I think you're probably right there, Mark.
I'd probably say that, yeah.
I like Sucker Punch, though. I did like Sucker Punch.
Was that after Watchmen? I thought that was before.
Was it before? I thought it was like just right after. I'm not sure.
2011. Oh, it might have been right after.
Skipped on me again.
Oh, yeah, 2 years after. Oh, yeah, and of course, there was the movie he made in between that nobody ever remembers, and like, every time I remember, it blows my mind. Legends of the Guardians, the Owls of Ga'Hoole.
Oh, did he do that?
That was his movie, yeah.
Yeah, that movie was terrible.
I know.
That was a movie where, like, who was saying earlier, he watched 60 Minutes and turned it off.
Oh, yeah. I turned it off.
It's like, I can't get into this.
I just couldn't.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, they like...
That's it.
My favorite episode in Justice League Unlimited is written by Gail Simone, and it's the double date with Question and Huntress and Green Arrow and Canary, and I love it. I love it so much.
Such a good episode.
Yeah, and yeah, Justice League Unlimited. It's so good. I just don't understand. You have this stuff
right there. Yeah, it's right in front of you. Use it.
Yeah,
we don't have source material.
My own thing. Got to do my own thing, and like I got to put my agenda in it now.
Your own thing sucks.
Ender's Game was a nice compromise. They were way too old, but I really enjoyed it. Yeah, with the kids.
Oh, the kids. Yeah.
I think you needed to age them up though, so I was fine with that for a film adaptation.
That also was like the first big appearance of Haley Steinfeld. I remember it always weirds me out seeing her that young.
Yeah, I think we covered that. I think Spencer covered this. He got all upset. This guy got upset with us. I don't know if he did it. Like, I don't know if he actually did any woke things though.
Oh, yeah. So
we just know that he was like a woke person.
He's still hired here. It's DJ Kirkland. He was hired probably like a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. He has a history of promoting, like, he wants changes in manga and anime. He wants agenda insertions, all that fun stuff. Yeah, we don't know what he's done at current. We know that he still works there. Don't know if he's had any effect on anything. Like, he might just be a male person. No idea.
I doubt he's a male person.
Well, yeah, I know. Doubt he's a male person, but also not sure how much of an influence he has on the actual end product right now.
Right.
It's just not the whole thing with that story was more like a forewarning. Like, this is what's going to start happening. Like, these are the people.
Yeah, you got to make sure these people don't start working in these companies.
Right. Exactly.
Happens with Marvel and Disney, DC and Netflix and Amazon and all of Hollywood.
So it's good that you're aware, Luis, and you should keep up that awareness, because maybe we could have some effect and not let them completely destroy. Although Funimation's kind of already out the window.
Yeah. Netflix is. I feel like Netflix is where you'd want to watch it now because they seem to be actually funding a lot of the anime stuff as well, especially like Polygon. Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know. Castlevania is. I feel like that's strange because that's like an American production.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's probably an anime inspired thing.
And then they outsourced the animation and everything to Japan. Whereas like the story I just did now, which is the Record of Ragnarok, that's a complete Japanese production from manga adaptation to a Japanese studio and everything, whereas there's like literally no like American production.
No American hands in it.
So that's where you'd have to like look at where they do, because they said they're going to do a dub, so you just have to look at that. But I don't. I have like most of the Netflix dubs. I haven't noticed anything, but I'm also like, I don't really like. I might not notice that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I the only dub I've listened to in Netflix on Netflix that I could compare to is the Evangelion one, and I personally don't like it, but that's also because I just watched the original series so much that the new voices just don't sit right with me. So they did a good job, I guess. Or like they did a job. I just can't watch it that way.
Yeah, I watch the subs anyways.
Right. Yeah, that's what I do half the time. Or most
like they
of
had
the time.
There's this new My Hero game that came out on mobile, and it auto puts it on the English subtitles. And I'm just like, I was like, these people sound terrible. Please change to Japanese.
Please, this is killing me.
Like Deku sounds trash. Like,
I do not like their English voices. Nobody sounds right.
The My Hero dub is just not good. It's not good. All right, let's get to the last question. Oh, there's two more, I think. So yeah, here MMA Ninja Association asked, I think your DC films affect people in positions of power when they are on their day off and enjoying a movie which can make life better for the rest of us. Do you ever slip in ethical scenes deliberately to try to shape a better world? So remember he already answered this question about like him being a Democrat and all this. Right. I feel like they're kind of connected here. Superheroes are heroes. They're going to rescue a cat from a tree. Yeah. Not all. Like I don't know. I don't see Batman rescuing a cat.
No.
To walk an old lady across the road.
He'll arrest the cat.
Yeah.
He'll tie the cat up and leave it for the cops.
The cat woman. But the interesting thing is the shades. See, I don't. The interesting thing is the shades. I don't see. I think this is where Hollywood's mentality is at. Mm-hmm. They don't want you to look at things black and white anymore. They want it to all be shades of gray. That's why you're seeing.
It means they don't have to commit. It means that it's not even that. It's more like they don't have to commit to having any sort of like message or take a stance on anything, because they can exist in this gray and go, no, that like what Zack was saying earlier, like, you could read that situation both ways if you wanted to, and it's like, dude, come on.
Yeah, it's almost like they're rejecting the idea that there is a right and a wrong. There are things that are like wrong, and there are things that are right. It's just so you get this like, to me, The Boys is like a perfect example of that like gray area, and it's not to say like I can't appreciate some of that stuff, but there also is something to say where like I think why the first Incredibles movie did so well, because it rejected that gray area. Like the main guy is like kind of a gray villain. He's like, I'm going to be a villain to give everyone superpowers, and it's just like, no, then no one, like, what does he say? Then no one is if everyone has superpowers.
If everyone is super, then no one is. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I think that's the gray area that they want, is like if everyone is making the, I don't know. I'm rambling here. I'm gonna stop what I was going, because my thought process isn't clicking together.
Is it erasing our sense of individuality and artistic expression? Because the more everybody exists in this gray, the more everybody is absorbed into the blob.
It's like Equilibrium.
Yeah,
Christian Bale film.
Yeah,
very good at that. which also has like what's right and what's wrong, and it's very clear what's right and what's wrong. It's like those old John Wayne movies. They tell you like John Wayne's character is usually like telling you what you're doing is wrong, boss, and you're gonna stop right now. And if you don't, you're gonna pay the consequences for it, because he's either gonna shoot you, or more than likely he's gonna make you pay with his fist.
Yeah.
So, but you don't usually see a lot of that anymore.
No.
Instead, I really like, there's this like very gray movie. I really enjoyed it. Chris Pine. It was he was a bank robber with his brother, and he was like the straight guy, but his brother was always getting into trouble. And it was during the financial crisis. I can't remember what it's called. It's so good though.
Dang, it sounds like a good premise.
And they go around robbing banks, but what he does is that they take the money to like pay off. They only rob this one bank that they owe this money to. And so they use the money that they robbed to like pay off the bank or whatever. So it's basically like an untraceable crime. And his brother is a real good cop chase too. But even there's like the gray area there. But you do have the police. That's like what you're doing is wrong.
Right.
Even though Pine is like the protagonist.
The protag, yeah.
And the police are the antagonist, but the police one is the one who's just like telling you what's right and wrong, even though the protagonist is like waiting in this gray area. So even though it has like the protagonist in the gray area, you still have the antagonist telling you like what you're doing is wrong.
Right.
And there's clear in the dialogue that he's like, even at the end, he's like, I know you did it. Like, I know you did it. It's like, so, Sean the Movie Man, $2 super chat says, F&F franchise naturally diverse $1 billion industry.
The Fast and Furious.
Oh, Fast and Furious. Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking Fantastic Four, but that's not F&F. And then I was like, what else is that? Yeah, Fast and Furious. Dude, I love Fast and Furious. I wish the first movie is probably still my favorite because it's actually about cars and
See, mine is Tokyo
racing.
Drift for that same reason.
Yeah, Tokyo Drift are actually racing. Like Tokyo Drift, the guy who is in Tokyo Drift is actually a really good actor. Chuck Dixon wants him to play his character that Stallone is adapting.
Oh, really? That'd be cool.
He says that's the only casting he's ever done, and that's who he'd want to play. I think his name's like Luke something. He's got that he's from Alabama, and he's got that southern drawl.
Super southern drawl.
Yeah. No, that's why I like Gone in 60 Seconds, because it's like I love the car movies. I'm not gonna lie. I love the cars too.
Italian Job.
But, Italian Job. I like Italian Job as well. So I like a lot of that. We haven't seen one of those in a while. I mean, Fast and Furious has kind of taken over that role, I guess.
that area. But I mean,
they try to do that. They try to do that video game adaptation. Forget.
Need for Speed. Yeah, with the guy from Breaking Bad.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was.
It's got cool cars though.
But then
Need for Speed is not a game you adapt.
No, it's not. It's just a racing game. Like
Rush. I like Rush. What am I
Rush.
talking about? We've had lots of great car movies. Freaking the Ford vs Ferrari. It was fantastic.
Oh yes, that absolutely was. Yeah.
So we've had some pretty good car movies in recent years.
I think we missed that one because we weren't thinking like car. We were probably thinking more like spectacle car movies.
Yeah. I was thinking like Gone in 60 Seconds and Italian Job and stuff like that.
Same.
Had, awesome chase scenes. I'm trying to figure out what YouTube is saying here. He's talking about it's about a person being a slave of obsessive actions, critique of William Randolph Hearst, and showing him that he has. I have no idea what are they talking about here.
They're talking about Citizen Kane.
Oh, okay.
You guys are getting into the deep movies.
Drive, yeah. The comic was pretty good too. Adaptation.
And Baby Driver was good.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh, it's really good.
Heard good things about it though. All right, so Snyder says Chris Terrio and I talked a lot about how we superimpose Batman and Superman on society. We try not to be judgmental in our morality because that's dangerous. When you strike a position and don't have another perspective on the same event, it can be a slippery slope. When you're doing something in which you can find lessons and hide lessons, it's fundamentally important to be careful to not just have one point of view. See, I disagree with this. I think you can have one point of view. You don't need to have, like, I'm not, like, I know I said that I liked Question and Green Arrow having that debate with the multiple points of view, but I also think that you can have one point of view.
Oh, you can have all of these stories, yeah.
Yeah, you don't always need to have a second point of view. So I disagree with him on the fact that it's a slippery slope. I
don't know. I kind of agree with him a little bit. Like, if I want to see why my villains are doing everything. I want to be able to judge for myself. Like, yeah, the villain's bad. Is he actually bad? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I guess it is existing in that gray area, but not like I want, even if a villain is super evil, I want it explained to me so I can go, okay, this is what I think of the character, rather than just the character being presented as he's evil and go get him. You know what I mean? Like, so, I need a little bit more there.
So I don't see that as what he's arguing there.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it is either. Yeah,
you're just saying you want backstory for the villain. That's what I'm hearing. Is that what you're saying?
I guess I just want everybody fleshed out. Yeah, I guess that's what I mean.
Magneto's backstory.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah, I want to see what he's doing.
And Magneto's more of an antagonist. I think Magneto's more of an antagonist than a villain.
Oh yeah, definitely.
In some cases. Whereas like Red Skull is obviously a villain. Well, I don't know now. He's like Jordan. He might be a hero now.
Hey,
all right, I'm gonna have to hold on here. I want to do this so I can see what I'm. We got a new member, Zack 7.
New member, Zack.
Thank you, Zack 7, for joining.
Thanks, buddy. Your lawmakers in the mail, or your lawgivers in the mail.
Yeah. Oh, now you guys are watching us. Sorry, I hit the wrong thing. I hit share screen and didn't switch back over to the other. Because people go into a movie like Justice League, on the side of the Justice League, you tend to feel they're right. They're not called the Fascist League. Right. See, that's what he's contradicting himself again there. He says you need to have another point of view, but in Justice League, at least I didn't see Snyder Cut, so I don't know. But like, do they show you like what Steppenwolf's point of view is, and why they give you
they give you his backstory, but nothing that's like a justification.
Yeah, unless invading these people.
You know what? Now that I think about it more, he might have tried to make Steppenwolf sympathetic.
Okay.
Because like Steppenwolf's whole thing in the Snyder Cut, it reveals that like he messed up when Darkseid first tried to invade Earth. He messed up that charge, so Darkseid lost. So Darkseid was angry at him and said, "You need to conquer 1,000 worlds in order for me to forgive you." And then when he gets to that point after conquering Earth,
Darkseid.
Yeah, Darkseid goes like, "Actually, no, that's not it. Like, you're still going to keep conquering for me." And so then Steppenwolf becomes sad. Like, that's it. That is what Steppenwolf has a scene where he looks up at the camera with a frown, and then it's back to the Justice League.
Yeah, Mjolnir's Power says there's much more villain involvement and backstory for more than just Steppenwolf.
Yeah, across everything else.
Okay. But he's not like. So I guess that's more sympathetic. See, to me, I hate what they like. I don't know. I feel like what they did with Thanos in Infinity War. Like I just don't. I don't. They should have kept the comic book. They should have kept the comic book.
I think I liked the movie motivation. I think it didn't make sense if he destroyed the vegetation and the animal life too. That didn't make sense to me because then you're still left with the exact same ratio and problem you had before.
Right. Yeah, I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking more about the Soul Stone scene where he's like, "Oh, but I do love you, Gamora." Where it's like,
I didn't believe that. Yeah, that was dumb. That was weird. That was like they were trying to force an emotional connection there.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you didn't need it, and it made it worse. Like, you're totally right, John. Yeah. If they'd have just stayed on the bent of like, I hate Thanos, I'm going to get Thanos, it would have been a lot more fun and better.
Right. You didn't need to have him like fake crocodile tears. Like I'm sorry, you don't cry when you're going to kill the person you claim you love. Like, that's just, it doesn't work. That's like, that's not
so
possible.
over dramatic.
You can sacrifice yourself like Captain America tried to do when he jumped on the grenade.
Or like Widow did when she actually got the stone.
Yeah, when she sacrifices herself. Yeah, that works. But Max Santiago says, I couldn't get past the Wonder Woman scene. Snyder movies are stupid. Are you talking about from Batman vs. Superman?
Probably from Justice League. I mean, which Wonder Woman scene?
I literally don't remember most of the Whedon stuff. I just remember the only good scene was like the slow-mo with Flash and Superman clocking him.
Yep. I was gonna say that's like my favorite scene in the movie.
The Flash is like, I can't stand him.
Like
he's terrible.
He's just like
he's one of my buddies like says that's not Barry Allen. It's literally Bart. It's Impulse. He acts like Impulse.
No, he's not Barry at all. It's weird. And Barry on TV is more Wally than Barry.
Yeah. We'll wait to see if Max says a response there. Yeah, Mjolnir's Power says Magneto was never a villain. He's an anti-hero. Yeah. YouTube me says
I would argue he was a villain in the very beginning.
I think in the very beginning, before he was fleshed out, he was just a straight up villain.
Yeah, when he was like, kill all humans. That's it.
Max says Justice League. My girlfriend and I were like, she made more damage than the bomb. We turned it off.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. You may have seen it, John.
The bank scene?
Yeah, the bank scene.
Okay.
Where she
like the bank scene.
It's cool, but like her doing all of this is really cool. But then in the end, when she's like going to put an end to the situation, instead of just like, hey, I'm gonna knock out this one guy, she clashes her bracelets together and blows out the entire wall of the building.
Yeah, that's exactly what you say about Snyder. He like, we got something cool.
It's super cool. Let's see it. And who cares how? Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is.
Sonic Boom says, I hated the graveyard scene with the Flash and Justice League. No, the graveyard scene was like, for the most, like the only reason why that scene is good is because Superman's
there,
blocks him.
that really is, yeah. No, I don't like that Flash either.
I don't know if that's the graveyard scene though, because that's the scene where they're at the statue.
They're at the monument, yeah.
The monument. Is that what? I don't know if that's what he's talking about.
I can't remember another graveyard.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen Snyder Cut, so I don't know if there's a graveyard in Snyder Cut.
I can't remember one. There's a lot of dead Amazons.
there's a graveyard scene in BVS at the end.
Oh yeah, there is.
Superman, where they're burying Superman. Another $5 super chat from Sean the Movie Man 71 says, if you guys had to choose, which would you rather watch, The Eternals or Cruella? Also, which do you think will make more money?
I think the answer to both of that is Eternals. Only because, like, I have no interest in Cruella. Who cares? Like, I've watched the trailers, no interest.
Don't care. It has the first.
It does have the first, guys. It has Disney's ninth first gay character. Yeah, and like I would probably, if it was down to those two movies, I would watch Eternals just for the fact that from the options, at least it was something I connected to something I care about, which is superheroes and not dog murderers.
I mean, I'm gonna go with option C, neither, because I probably won't watch. I don't know. I really think I won't watch any of them. Like,
no, I again, if I had free option, neither. Yeah. But if it's like gun to my head, I have to pick one of them. I'm going Eternals.
Yeah, I'd probably pick Eternals too. I'm gonna stick with the 101 Dalmatians animated movie. That's what I'm gonna go with. And then even if you want to go with the Glenn Close one, that's.
You know what? I'll even accept 102 Dalmatians.
Oh yeah, because that was under Eisner where they're making all the sequels.
All the sequels, yeah.
But yeah, Eternals.
No interest. Like it's so hard. I have no interest in either of those films. Like,
I did figure out what people were saying about the ship though, because I heard Gary and Anna's talking about it. It's from Space Odyssey is what they're talking about.
Oh,
it's just a rip-off of Space Odyssey. So I got that, and I was like, "Oh, I don't know what they're talking about."
Oh yeah, I think that's what Korg was talking about with.
Yeah, he was saying it was the monolith.
Yeah, the monolith.
Yeah, no, I have zero interest in Cruella. It looks cheap.
Yeah,
honestly, and so does Eternals, though. So his outfits look crap.
Cruella is, it's funny that we've just brought up the sequels that they were making under Eisner, because Cruella feels like a live-action version of one of those sequels, like low quality. Low care.
I mean, that's what their live actions have been.
1,000%.
I felt the live action Aladdin was just.
But at least
they spent a ton of money on that, and like
yeah.
I guess the pieces were cool with Will Smith, and he did try. I mean, it's hard to do.
You can't top Robin, yeah.
Even if you're Will Smith, you can't be Robin Williams.
No, but at least those movies all follow the plot. Like they followed the plot of Aladdin. Cruella is like its own thing.
It's Maleficent. It's like Maleficent.
Yeah, it really is like Maleficent. Angelina, was it?
Yeah,
Angelina
they're trying
Jolie?
to. Yeah, it's Jolie. Yeah, and they're trying to. I feel like they're going to see more of that because they got that board game, the Disney Villains. And,
yeah, that's right.
It's almost like they're like, people love Hook. It's the name of the villain. Like, we got to make our movies about villain, but like, no, Hook is literally about.
It's about
Hook isn't
Peter
about
Pan.
Captain Hook. It's about Peter Banning, like who is Peter Pan,
right?
And his story of like remembering that he is Peter Pan and realizing that being a pirate is wrong.
It's bad.
It literally has a right or wrong message in it, and being a dad to your kids is more important than being a pirate in your business life. It's interesting message there from
for real.
Yeah, I honestly, Hook might be my favorite movie.
It's a good one. That's a really good one to put up there.
Yeah. And not my Star Wars is winning me over to Return of the Jedi.
That's a good one
my
too.
Favorite Star Wars too.
That is my favorite Star Wars.
It was Empire, but I'm really getting one over because I do really love the redemption aspect,
right?
With Vader and Luke, and it's absolutely you don't see that anywhere else. That you don't see it.
I think Empire is a better movie because if Return of the Jedi cut out a lot of the Endor stuff, I think it would probably flow a lot better. So I think Empire's or if they were Wookiees. So I think Empire is the better movie, but my favorite is going to be Return of the Jedi. Dude, just the second Luke hits his hilt and the green blade pops out. Oh, as a kid, I lost my mind.
There's also something to me too that Luke rejects the Jedi in Empire and goes to try to save his friends. And then it ends with him losing his hand.
He was not ready.
So yeah, because he wasn't ready, but like by rejecting like the Jedi training, he was almost saying no to the will of the Force as well. And so I really like that too. And in order for him to like be the Jedi that he has to be to defeat the Emperor, he has to give his will over to the Force, and that even means throwing his lightsaber down and
letting the Force work through him.
And so there's something like really powerful about that, and that's why Return of the Jedi, that scene is so much more powerful to me because you see that what the rejection of that is in Empire and how he's like loses his hand, he loses his friend, like things are like in shambles as well. Yeah, I see we got Buck Adams is here. He says, you guys just had a quick great show today on Lorena's channel. Thank you for watching, Buck. Appreciate that.
Yeah, we've been around today, this afternoon.
Alexander Vidakovich.
Alex, it's been a while. Hey, buddy.
Yeah, it's good to see you.
I actually was thinking that to myself the other day when you replied to my tweet. I was like, I haven't seen Alex in a while.
Did you pull Eula for Genshin? I don't know if you're still playing Genshin.
Everybody's wanting Eula.
I got her.
Nice.
The rest of your game says the Eternals trailer is heralding the MCU's first bomb. It'll be the soul. I don't know. Black Widow. We'll see. We'll see.
I'm putting my money on Widow.
So I do want to pull this up. The only movie that's actually been somewhat successful is literally Godzilla vs. Kong.
GVK,
in my opinion. Let's just look at the box office here. We'll go 2021 domestic. Yeah, Godzilla vs. Kong. Almost 97 million domestic, and Raya, however you say it, is there at 48. Tom and Jerry, Warner Brothers, 45. Like Tom and Jerry is beating Mortal Kombat. Tom and Jerry's beating Mortal Kombat. Are you kidding me? We just kind of stream when we stream, so yeah. Sorry, Alexander. But on Wednesdays it's always 9 Eastern. Always 9 Eastern on Wednesdays. That's the one that's that's scheduled. But yeah, like literally nothing is over 50 million aside from Godzilla versus Kong. So we'll see what Black Widow does. We'll see. I guess there's a couple, like, we'll see what Fast and Furious does. Fast and Furious is doing pretty well in China already. Let's pull that up. It's already over a million or 100 million. Sorry. Let's see. Yeah, because they got 10 that's already in the works too. That I think they've already been filming 10. Yeah, so they've already made 163 million total, 136 million from China for Fast 9 already. Let's see here. Richard Cam says Angelina Jolie is getting old. She still looked pretty good. She wasn't too bad. I thought she looked pretty good. I did notice that they zoomed out a lot. There weren't a lot of close-ups. I did notice that. Yeah, I've seen these. I don't know. I feel like those are just rumors. I'm not even sure where they like originate from. I like Chuck. I disagree. I know people. I think people really like the first act and then the second act, and then they feel like it gets a little downhill in the third act. But I loved it. I enjoyed it.
I disagree strongly with that comment.
With Hook?
Yeah. With YouTube me. With YouTube me, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was a great movie. I love
it.
I know I've seen people complain about it, and I've heard Spielberg says he wish he could have made some changes to the third act, but I thought it worked really well. I mean, the only problem I might have is the clock.
Yeah.
Getting Hook at the end. But I also like that because of the Peter Pan story and him getting...
It all works. It all ties together.
The crocodile gets him. So I was kind of okay with that. And remember, it's also Neverland.
Right.
So maybe he got some pixie dust, brought him to life. I don't know. I liked it. I thought it was fine. I'd be interested to see what your critiques are on that.
Mine?
Oh, no. YouTube.
Oh, YouTube me. Yeah, no. I was like, I don't really have a critique. You basically took the words right out of my mouth.
Sonic Boom says, because I grew up with Return of the Jedi, I didn't mind. No, yeah. So I grew up with the original trilogy too.
Same.
I'm not that young. I did watch the prequels in theater. I'm in that point where I wasn't able to watch them in theaters. I didn't watch them in theaters though. I watched them on VHS. But I did watch the prequels in theaters.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I wasn't against the Ewoks, but they're...
As a kid, like, the Ewoks were fine, but now that I rewatch it as I'm older, I'm not against them. Just everything with them kind of messes with the flow of the movie. It just feels really out of place. Right. If they were Wookiees, it would have been fine. Like if they'd have introduced this alien race in like the Clone Wars or something, and the clones went to Forest Moon of Endor and met Ewoks, I'd be fine with it. It's just a weird thing to throw in the middle of your like finale movie.
But yeah, I also get, it's also strange that the Empire wouldn't have like wiped them out.
Yeah. Like they're just building bases and they're like, oh, these guys who clearly have spears and want us dead, we're just gonna leave them alone.
Yeah.
Maybe but Uncle Lars and Aunt Beru, you're not getting away.
They could have, I mean, it's possible they could have been exterminating them. They just hadn't finished it off yet. Maybe. It didn't seem that way though.
It didn't seem that
like
way.
They were being attacked at all.
They were too sad over that one Ewok's death that's got to have been the first one.
Yeah. YouTube me, John getting into his data. Yeah, we were talking about the chart streams here, and that Final Fantasy 9 has already made 136 million.
Fast and Furious.
That Fast and Furious.
I wish.
Final
Fantasy. That would be awesome.
We did that. I did a Final Fantasy story. That's why it's in my head.
Yeah, I know.
It was a rumor. It was like yesterday, I think. Mm-hmm. And then
about the Dark Soulsy game.
And then here I skipped it here. And then nothing has made over 50 million besides Godzilla versus Kong.
That's so brutal.
Rye's actually been coming back.
Has it released in more areas?
It's doing like 1 million. Like it's been doing like 1 million the past 2 weeks. It's like jumped back up.
Oh, there you go.
But
90 theaters too.
Mortal Kombat's less than 1 million now. Demon Slayer's still like going strong.
Still strong.
1.3. So like Spiral, like those aren't big box offices though. I don't even know what this one is.
That's the Angelina Jolie movie. That's all I know about it is that it's Angelina Jolie.
It's not doing very well. I don't think Warner Brothers has been promoting it either. I haven't really seen a lot about it. But yeah, let's see what do they got? What do they have?
Yeah, no, they really didn't promote it. Like it kind of just dropped.
So what do we have for Memorial Day? We got A Quiet Place 2 and Cruella, it looks like.
I feel like Chris Rock's face up there sums up my feelings.
The Quiet Place 2 and Cruella will face virtually no competition when they open this coming weekend.
Except each other.
Yeah. We'll see. It'll be really interesting to see what happens this weekend. I honestly, I think it'll do maybe what Mortal Kombat did. I just don't see...
Which movie? Cruella?
Both. Yeah,
both of them.
Probably do like 20 million. I'll be surprised if you see a change. I don't see any hype.
I'm with John on that one, but I will also give A Quiet Place 2 maybe 30 million just because it's a sequel that people have been waiting for. Just on that alone. Maybe not even 30 million, maybe like 25 million.
I think that I did a review on A Quiet Place 2.
It's all right.
It was okay.
Again, it's really good up until like maybe halfway through.
Yeah.
When everything is still mysterious, it's great. And then they just throw all their own rules out the window. They
do this stupid alien scene where she's in the water. I was like, this is dumb. Kill her. Like, it was so obvious that they weren't going to kill her because
I know.
In her hand.
Yeah.
But 40. They're saying 40 million is possible. We'll see. I think that's high.
I think that's a little high, yeah.
So, all right, let's finish off here with Zack. This is the last question. Snyder also confirmed he intentionally put in Christian visual cues and references in his DC movies. Eisenberg 00 asks, throughout your movies, especially the ones from the DC universe, you include a lot of visual cues and references to Christianity. Is this intentional? There's one right there. Coming down from the cross. I think the philosophical Christian identity of the West lives a lot through those DC characters. Superman personifies a lot of those same qualities we see in the mythological story of Christ, in his death and rebirth. Sometimes it's easier to evoke those things through imagery. That's kind of a...
I'm glad we finally got to this. Yeah, I'm glad we finally got to this because this is what I wanted to touch upon. Like, this is what is representative of Zack, is that he only engages with things on the visual level. That's what he's admitting it right here. Like, there's nothing... Like, yes, you have the shots of Superman with his arms spread out, like on the cross and all that stuff. And like the scene where all the people are reaching for him. But that's all it is. It's just that image. He doesn't take any of the philosophy. There's nothing deeper behind it. There's no further Christ-like comparison. It's just, hey, did you see that? It's like he was on the cross. That's cool, right? Okay.
So I'll disagree with that because I get where you're coming from there, but like Batman vs Superman has that like painting in the one room,
right?
So foreshadowing that, and then Superman has a spear, like my St. Michael statue.
Yeah, the Longinus.
Yeah, and so he's using the lance, and he's slaying the demon. Which is Doomsday, right?
I'll give you the Doomsday. I'll give you the Lance one. I didn't really think of that, so that's a good one. But I think that the painting again was just more Zack being like, look, it's the image that Christ is dying there. We're gonna show Superman like Christ over here, and that's just a visual comparison. No deeper message behind it. Just because he doesn't play, nothing else plays into that idea of a savior, like a Christ-like figure. It's literally those shots, and then Superman is right in the face of Steppenwolf, punching people down or beating Superman.
Well, he's got so he's got the imagery where they're like worshiping him. The statues being built and stuff too. He does sacrifice himself though. Superman does sacrifice himself.
At the end of Batman versus Superman.
Yeah. So they're in the story.
But that's the thing again, is like he sacrifices himself and comes back from the dead, like in Justice League, right? Total
right.
Analogy to Christ dying, rising 3 days later. But that's the thing, is like, yes, it looks like that, Zach. Yes, you did do the same thing, but are you taking any meaning about, you know, the people who believed in Christ, who waited by his tomb for him to come out, who were harassed for believing that their savior would come? Like, there's none of that kind of deeper meaning comes through to Superman. It's just that image.
Well, and then in the Whedon cut, so I'm not sure if they changed it in the Snyder cut. Correct, you can tell me if he did, but in the Whedon cut, he's like aggressive and angry and like he's attacking people.
Yeah, he is when he revives, and then he kind of gets his mind back. He visits Lois and his mom, and then Alfred and Bruce. So I don't even know if there's any biblical imagery there so much as it is like the comic book imagery of like a Lazarus pit. Like, oh, I'm back, I'm crazy. Oh, I've calmed down now.
Right. That's what I felt like. That's what it was. It was a Lazarus pit. Commandant VHS says for $2 super chat. I always see Superman as more of a Moses figure. Yeah, his story is Moses.
I see him as more of a Moses
because they literally, like, if you watch Man of Steel,
I was gonna say
he's literally put in like the
basket. Yeah,
it's literally like a basket ship.
And Jor-El, the message is like literally like, you will lead the people, like you'll lead them into the sun.
Yeah, so that's way more Moses there. Kal-El means all God in Hebrew, says Heroenberg. That's what Siegel and Schuster intended. That's simple. Yeah,
that's cool.
I did not know that.
I didn't either.
Zack is a great cinematographer, but story-wise needs work. Yeah, I think Sean. I think you're right on that.
No, I agree.
Heroenberg says Snyder was not virtue signaling to the far left. He just advocated mainstream Western values, women's rights. I don't know. I disagree with that one. We talked about that a little bit earlier. Heroenberg, he contradicts himself a lot in those openings. In that question, and I'm almost in all of his questions. All of his answers, he always kind of just stays in the middle.
Yeah.
Sits the fence. I think this question here, where he says, where is it here? It's really clear. Nope, that's not it. Where is
the Snyder Cut?
I think it's in the first question, actually. No, it's not. Where is it? Where's the one where it's like he just like says like, you could see it that way, but I could see it the other way.
Oh, it's like halfway through the middle. Yeah.
The second question. Here it is. Yeah.
There it is. Yeah.
Absolutely. I love that superimposition. You could probably do the exact opposite argument if you wanted. It just depends which side is more dominant in your mind. So.
Complete wishy-washiness.
Yeah. So that just to me highlights what most of his answers in this.
Like if like the answer I would have expected or respected would have been like, here's my message, but if you didn't get that, you didn't get that. But that's what I was going for. It's cool that you got something out of it that I wasn't going for. Like,
because he hasn't. Right. Yeah, he had something in his mind that he was doing, like the fact that he can't tell you what it is, or can't say it, or doesn't want to say it, or fears saying it.
Fears,
like almost
contradicts
his. I mean, we know he's full of fear. He said that already. He does fear of dying. He says that. That's why he was like so excited about the vaccine. But even here, he's just like, he doesn't talk about free speech here, though, does he? He doesn't say that. I'm a pretty little guy. I want to make sure everyone's heard and everyone feels included. Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to. Everyone. I don't know about that.
I know, right? Everybody.
I mean, there's some people I don't know. I want them as
far
my
away from me. Yeah. You go live over there.
I'm not sure if I want Xi Jinping as my neighbor. I don't think so. Or what's our friend in North Korea?
Kim Jong-un.
Kim. Yeah, Kim. I don't know if I want him either.
Kim, so. You don't want to go to the block party with Kim and Xi? Maybe Putin.
No, I don't. I don't believe in this. I'm sorry. Stays in the middle, sits the fence. It's not.
There's a difference between centrism and sitting on the fence.
Yeah, he's not taking an opinion one way or the other. He does because he's afraid of avoiding. He's afraid of any kind of backlash.
Right. Because you can have centrist opinions, but simply saying like I'm not going one way or the other, it's nothing. It's hovering above the fence rather than even trying to sit on the fence.
Yeah. I disagree with this. I know this is political and I don't really want to get into it.
No, let's get into it.
I see I've met people that they're like I was in the voting line one time. Dude was like, I'm voting Democrat, and he's like, I carry a firearm because I run a repo business.
Nice.
It's like I'm huge like Second Amendment. I mean, Bernie Sanders, Vermont is like a huge Sanders is a huge Second Amendment supporter. Vermont like votes heavy Second Amendment. So the Second Amendment is that's like a I feel like the anti-Second Amendment stuff is like California and like New York Democrats.
I think it's just more vocal because it's online and promoted by celebrities. I don't think it's as popular as they want you to believe.
It's urban Democrats.
Like who even remembers David Hogg right now?
I do now that you bring him up. Like,
exactly.
Like the failed pillow. He had a failed pillow company or something like that. All right. I don't really have anything else to say. I don't know do we want to leave it there? I don't know. We can leave it there, I guess.
Yeah, we can leave it there. I mean, if I can just touch on the wall thing really quick.
oh, the wall. Yeah, I didn't bring that up.
Bye, Zach. I'll just
have that up.
I don't have it up, but I can grab it real quick. Yeah. So like the whole thing with the border wall message, it's actually kind of representative of exactly like both of what John and I were both saying, where one, he doesn't really commit to anything until he's sort of put under pressure, and then it's not even really a committing or like what the hell is the word?
Commitment.
A commitment. Oh my gosh. Wow. I cannot believe how hard it was to grab that word.
You just said committing like 3 times. So
I know. And like I could not. Oh my goodness. But yeah, so a couple days ago, as JB reported, where's my screen share button? There it is. You are.
Actually, I think this one was Josh.
Oh yeah, this was Josh. So a couple days ago, Snyder was giving an interview, and then he, for anybody who's seen, to the AP, it was this weird thing where it's like, here's your hot summer movie guide. We talked to 7 directors of the upcoming movies about their movies, just like another weird roundtable thing.
The AP gets syndicated. That's why.
Yeah, no, absolutely, yeah. But if you don't know anything about Army of the Dead, basically they build a wall of shipping containers around Las Vegas to contain the zombie outbreak, and Snyder just decided that, or not decided, he was giving an interview with the AP, and he revealed that the movie contained a message about the border wall, where he said, we were building a wall. We were creating these refugee camps. We needed to kind of use those things to hold up a mirror to ourselves. Once you erect a giant wall around a city, you really find yourself referencing all kinds of laws that have been created for all different reasons. And I think your awareness of those things really is important. That's just an actor. That's a coworker.
I think that's all he says.
Yeah, so that's all he said. But if you watch the movie, none of that happens. Again, it's all visual. You have a wall, you have a camp, but it doesn't translate because the people in the camps are people who were living in Las Vegas, but they can't release because they think they may have been infected. It just like that. That's just, I don't know. None of the logic makes sense. He's just trying to grab brownie points by throwing the
saying the wall to the press to like,
yeah,
say
exactly. The wall is in here. Come look at my wall message. But then he just says, wow, we had to reflect on it. We had to look at what it was saying about us. And then the movie doesn't say anything about it. It just has the visual.
I mean, to me, it sounds like it's pro wall. Gotta keep the zombies in.
But like, oh, it's so
right?
that's exactly what I was what I was thinking. Like I watched some clips of it and I'm like, this is correct. Like, this is what you should be doing. Short of blowing that city to Kingdom Come, you just border it off. Like, it's so weird.
Last of Us does the same thing. They have the walls, but it's different. They have the walls around the cities to keep the zombies out, whereas this one is like keeping them in. You're still trying to contain the zombies.
It makes no sense.
Sean the Movie Man is a fan. You are spot on in your interpretation about Zack Snyder.
I hope so, because I've watched too much of his stuff.
Heronberg says, if you erect a wall around a city, aren't you referencing the biblical accounts of the walled Canaanite cities that the Israelites supposedly?
That's the thing. You cannot use real world analogies in media with fantastical elements, or you can use the analogies, but you can't make it one for one. It's the same thing we saw with Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Oh, they wouldn't let a black guy be Captain America because after the war, I was the only guy who the super soldier serum worked on. So they kept me and experimented on me. It was because I was black. It's like, no, it's because that's what literally any government is going to do to their experiment. It's not right, but there's not a racial angle. You can't put that on there. It's just so dumb.
Yeah, we already saw the Russians did it.
Yeah.
Captain America Civil War. They were literally experimenting on super soldiers. Like, that's what Bucky is. He is a super soldier experiment from the Russians. Like, that's
exactly.
Yeah. Oh, and then so bad. Iron Man, they were trying to get Iron Man's tech so they could mess with it, right? That was the whole,
Yep.
It's almost like they didn't watch those first 4 or 5 movies.
It's almost like these people don't engage with anything.
Yeah.
They read the wiki page and go, I love this now. Google order me a Captain America shirt.
Yeah, Herenberg says
the Walmart one.
If the wall works in the movie, then the movie is pro wall. If it fails in the movie, then it's all nothing. I mean, it's just a wall. It doesn't have to be a freaking him talking to the press about it makes it a political statement. Whereas,
even though it's clearly not. And again,
in the film, it's not any. It might not have been.
It's just like it's just like you pointed out, John. Not only every time he opens his mouth, it seems to go counter to what he's trying to virtue signal for. This is a message about the wall and how we have to reflect on it. But then it's kind of like a pro-wall message because that's what's helping keep everybody else safe from the zombies. And then you have you could definitely I love that superimposition where the zombies are the smart vaccinated people, and it's like, okay, so the people you want people to be vaccinated, but you're saying they're gross evil zombies, and the heroes are the ones that don't get what are you doing, Zach?
Yeah, maybe the zombies are. I haven't seen the film, so maybe the zombies do end up being the heroes. Maybe that's what he wanted them to be.
Subvert my expectations. You do.
Yeah, I've actually met Gage. I've actually met Gage when I was doing some political work before Downing. So I know him, but his stuff is all on Wikimedia Commons. It's great because it's all from San Diego Comic Con. Great photographer. He's a good guy.
We use him all. He's great.
Yeah. All right. I think we can wrap it up now.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you all for joining us. We really appreciate it. We usually try and keep these to an hour. We just went way over. We did 2 hours almost.
Enjoy your mini black pill stream.
Yeah. And we did we stayed literally on one topic for the most part, and then we could chat. So thank you for joining us. We will be back again tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern. We run 3 hours on that show, Black Pill Stream. Hopefully we'll have Don with us on that, and then hopefully Drew as well.
Hopefully, yeah.
We'll see. But it should be a fun time. We have a lot of fun doing that. So look forward to that. Probably be talking about we'll see what happens tomorrow. I'm sure some idiot stuff, celebrity stuff
every day.
Some new stuff. I think we'll talk about some Elizabeth Banks for sure tomorrow.
Oh, definitely.
Because she keeps getting projects now. But we'll talk about that. That'll be one of our topics. We usually talk about a bunch of them. So we got to just check out the website as well. We'll have a lot of new stories. I know Spencer's working on his Powerpuff Girls. He's got 2 Powerpuff Girls stories in the works.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a Mark Ruffalo story. His apology is almost worse than John Cena's.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's not sincere either. And then we've got a Henry Cavill story as well in the works. So look forward to that. We had a lot of DC stuff actually in the works too. So there should be some really cool DC stuff. Some Supergirl stuff, some Flash stuff. But that's probably throughout the week. So look forward to a lot of that stuff. All right. Well, thank you all, and hope you have a great night. And we will see you tomorrow for the Black Pill stream.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us. Take it easy.